Hello and welcome back to another episode of Senioritis. I'm Liam Murphy and I'm with my two co-hosts today. This is Maria Wood and that's Kaiaam Mohammed. So guys, last episode, I don't really think I remember you two being here, but me and Reese talked about like people who are now committing to their colleges and like we're getting to the end of it. So I want to like talk about that, starting with Miss UMass Amherst over here, or the Minutemen as they're called. So tell us about the experience you are excited for.
So I think, honestly, my college choice has been the most talked about over all of our episodes just because I've been committed since
like December.
November. So I signed in December, but I committed verbally over the phone in November. And I think it's just like, for me, especially with like running the college account, it's so funny to see everyone else committing, and there's some people who still don't even know where they're going for college even after decision day, which was on technically Sunday, but our celebration of it was Monday. And I think it's like funny to sit back and watch everyone because I knew where I was going to college as of November 24th, 2021. So to see people still even rolling in, committing, and not really knowing A, where they're going, and B, necessarily what their major might be, is definitely an interesting factor. But in terms of what I'm most excited for, I think it's just like the whole point of a new environment and the whole factor of going out into Western Mass, which people say, I get the joke that Western Mass isn't really existing because all of the hype and the hubbub in the New England area is around Boston and the East Coast.
The countryside of Massachusetts is what my father would say.
That's where
in the middle of nowhere,
where
which
I'm
I
going
might
to
be
college.
going.
Not much over there.
But that's where I'm going, and really that is all of the hype out there is UMass Amherst because it's like its own little city with like a 5-mile campus radius. And so I'm just excited for the new environment. I'm super excited for Division I track and the food. The food and the hockey are honestly going to be so fun for me.
Can I ask you something though? What does the campus look like?
It's
Huge.
It's very big. Like I said, it's a 5-mile campus. It has a 5-mile radius, and people complain about the walking, which is why they have campus buses. It has typical New England winters, so in the middle of February, you'll probably be walking through puddles of slush and dirt. But it's really like this not just freshmen, but this housing towers that literally look like parts of a city. They look like they could be little skyscrapers. And it's really a mixture of like old and new buildings. My building, the Eisenberg School of Management, is a newer building. It's got like this modern architecture. It's got a cafe. It's got a learning center and a study center. So I really just like the new scenery, I guess.
Okay, because I did see something that I think it could have been like the top 15 ugliest campuses in the country.
Yeah, I mean, every college has its ups and downs, and some of the other schools I looked at were gorgeous. Like Holy Cross's campus was ranked top 50 of the prettiest campuses in the country. So I toured there, but honestly, I was really just looking for a program that fit my needs, a track program that fit my needs, and really just a place that I could like see myself for the next 4 years.
Okay. And what about you, Kaiaam? I think you've been like quiet. Like I don't really a whole lot about you.
I haven't really talked about like college's decision, but I committed a month before decision day, so like March, I'd say, and then I sent mine into the college account like a week before decision day. So I've been committed for like a month.
Okay.
I'm going
now
to
where
Suffolk.
Are you going?
I'm going to Suffolk, and then I run Division III track there.
Oh, okay.
Pretty cool. Excited to run track. It's gonna be awesome. I like Suffolk because they have biology there, which is pretty cool. But like they're also in Boston, right off the Common, right off Park Street. So like if I'm on the train, I'll just get right off, go past the Common, and my school is right there. And then it's also like a mile from Josh's college, Berkeley, which is awesome because I can walk there. Like a mile from Emmanuel, which is also cool. And then if I want to go to UMass, Boston or something, I can take the train down and go there. And then there's also like a Shake Shack, a Chipotle, and a Smash Burgers right across the street, which is fantastic. And I get to run at the New Balance track, which is so beautiful.
Gorgeous.
It's so nice in there. I'm so excited. So excited to run inside. But the campus is like kind of small because it's a city campus, not like hers, which is a country campus, as one would say.
It has more of a campus shape to it. That's what I found at a lot of Boston schools I toured.
Yeah, so like I would go from one building, cross the street to another building, and it'd be like kind of the same campus, but there's like other finance buildings and like management buildings. One of my classes is probably gonna be like math, is in a management building, but we own like the first level, so there's actual like workers of like a business in there, which is pretty cool to be in the city.
Okay, that's pretty interesting.
Yeah.
I would say, like, for me, I think it was like a tough decision, but I finally like committed the day before like all the deadlines were in, because I'm going to Nichols College, and the decision day was this past May 1st.
Yep.
So the day before, I went down an hour and a half ride to the middle of nowhere.
Wow.
To put in my deposit, because I've been thinking about that place for like almost a week, even during the April vacation. But you know what? I like the place. It's very spacious. There's like a lot of sights to see, a lot of like good places to eat. The only difference between me and you two is that I don't really plan on doing track. That's not my plan.
You're going
But you are
football,
doing
right?
athletics, aren't you?
Yeah.
All
Yes.
three of us are going to be collegiate athletes, which is
Yeah,
really
we are.
cool.
Yes, I do plan on playing football there with Jack Clifford, or Cliff
Ooh.
Dog as I
Yep.
call him. Yep. So I'm very excited about that, because, you know, and I've looked back on the schedule, like, you know, they haven't really like done a whole lot really, and I would love to be part of that program. Even have like the same like colors as us, the green, the black, and the
True.
white. So I won't be making like a lot of differences. And currently I'm waiting for the defensive coordinator of the team, because I'm waiting for him to like send out like numbers so I can buy like the travel gear that's like
Yeah.
mandatory to use. But yeah, you know what? I'm very excited that I get to be away from people that I used to know.
Yeah.
But you know what? I'm excited for this experience.
Where is Nichols anyways? Because an hour and a half away.
It's in Dudley.
Dudley, yeah. I have
Dudley.
no idea
It's
where
right.
it is.
It's like right near the borderline of Connecticut.
Oh, so
But the
it's down
way
south.
I went into it, I went into Rhode Island, then went right back up into Massachusetts.
Okay.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so it's like a little. It's near like Worcester, I should say.
Gotcha.
Oh.
So like southern Mass, but
Southern
Yes.
that's interesting.
Yeah.
That is far.
Yeah.
I want to go back to the point about how all three of us are doing
Yeah.
collegiate athletics, just because I think it's so funny. Like, no matter what division you go into, there's only 7% of the entire, like, of the millions of high school students that go into any division, D1, D2, or D3. 7% of all of the high schoolers even get a chance to do collegiate athletics, whether it's full scholarship team at an SEC school like Clemson or Alabama, or no, Clemson's not SEC, but that's besides the fact.
You're bringing me up the point of Alabama, because I got committed to that play. No, wait, I didn't commit. I got accepted. Yeah.
But
that was like a lot of hype for like a lot of people too,
Their
because
football
they
team's
wanted me.
really
They wanted
good.
me, Tiger Shark, to go and play for Nick Saban.
yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
go play for Nick Saban.
I couldn't. I didn't really get a whole lot in the money system. I would say for out of states, it would cost about $51,000 a year,
Yeah.
and they gave me like almost $14,000. So I
Yeah.
wasn't gonna do a whole lot there.
Yeah,
That's
so
fair.
we get that chance, and a lot of people want to but don't get that chance, and there's so many other people, not only on our track team, but there's baseball players, there's a lot of basketball commits I've seen,
Oh,
both
yeah.
on the guys and
We
girls
see
sides.
Tommy Fanera. We see the Jeremiah kid.
Jeremiah Ismius, I think, is last
So
name.
Tommy, Jeremiah, Aiden O'Donnell, Sydney Brundage is doing basketball.
Jamobi's
Yep.
doing soccer.
Jamobi's doing soccer. Lindsay's
Yep.
doing D1 cheer at Providence.
Oh, that's a thing? You
Yeah.
can
Sarah's
team?
doing track.
Providence
Kaylee's
is
doing
actually
track.
yeah. Providence is actually one of the places. No wait, it wasn't one of the places. My uncle went to there actually.
I didn't know
Really?
Providence had sports because I know they don't have football.
Yeah.
They have
I know that.
hockey. They have hockey.
They're a Division 1 school.
Oh, I know they're not Division 1 for like football or like that kind of stuff.
Yeah, I
I didn't
went
know they had
past
their-
their hockey rink one time because I was going to a funeral, and I looked and I saw their logo. I'm like, I think that's where my uncle went.
They're a Hockey East team, which like Hockey East is in the NCAA, but separate from like their own like conferences or whatever.
Yeah.
UMass is better. I'm not gonna lie, UMass is better at hockey.
Yeah, all right.
UMass
man.
owns the Hockey
I was actually
East.
watching the UMass football game the other day. They weren't doing that bad.
UMass football?
Yeah,
UMass. We don't talk about UMass football.
they're doing all
Let
right.
me. My.
Not good.
I'll talk about it. I don't remember this, but my uncle. I went to Gillette Stadium to watch a game.
Yeah.
I went down there and they weren't that good. I was there with like my parents, my mom and dad, and then my uncle Bill, who went to UMass Amherst.
Yeah.
Yeah, and they really sucked.
I'll still be there cheering them on. Still gonna cheer on all the UMass teams.
That's
Yeah.
true.
Suffolk College, their track team isn't the best. But they are pretty good. They did just win
Aren't
their
you going with the
conference.
grooms too?
I am, yeah.
There's a
We're
lot
all
of Suffolk
running.
track and field
Yeah.
runners.
But they just won their conference, which is pretty cool.
Yeah.
That's good
So
then.
that means they're pretty good.
On the guys and girls side?
Yeah, both
Ooh,
guys and girls.
you don't get
just
a
won their
sweep too
conference.
often.
Yeah, they swept. They're really good, and they're getting some new athletes too. So
You're one of them.
I am one of them.
The best 2 mile.
That
on
is
this
me.
team.
I am the best 2 miler. That is me. I am the best 2 miler. I would have ran it yesterday, but we had the meet canceled. So
Meet
I'm so
got
sad.
postponed.
Because
it's okay.
a little rain.
Yeah.
That passed like a half
Yeah.
later, after what 3 o'clock. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I would like to talk about when you said UMass's food. UMass's food, I know, is so good.
It's
I was talking
insane.
to one of the guys at the food pantry the other day. He said he goes to UMass, and he said he transferred there, and he's like, the food there is amazing. Their stir fry, their sushi, absolute best, out of the world. They said it's like the best in the country. So I'm kind of jealous because your food seems really good.
I'm glad you mentioned the stir fry because when I was on my official visit, which is basically, you guys probably know, but when they host you and they like pay for all your meals, they pay for your hotel, whatever, I got the same stir fry 2 nights in a row. I never repeat meals. The stir fry was so good. It's made to order. They give you whatever you want. Sushi's made to order. I follow UMass Dining on Instagram. They were making these like little chocolate raspberry like mousse cakes in front of the students. It was so cool. So yeah, #1 dining in the country. I'm excited to have for the next 4 years.
So good.
Now, have you guys like found? I know it's early, but have you guys like found roommates yet?
I have.
You have.
I have
Okay.
not.
I currently 2 days ago I followed the Nichols College class of 2026. And I met like a couple of people, but I haven't really found a roommate just yet. But I'm still open. But
Same.
like I think I.
I followed the Suffolk class of 2026, and there's like a lot of, not say ads, but like posts about kids, about roommates, and I'm like, should I? Because Suffolk has their own website for housing, and you'll find like a housing match there. So I don't know. I was like, I don't know if I want to do that with the housing match, or if I should post on Instagram for a roommate, or like DM someone.
So I think what
that was my
happens,
thing.
and I think what'll happen with all 3 of us, and what did happen with me, you guys as coaches might have something different, but they usually put athletes together because you're on the same schedule. And say if you guys have like a, I don't know, like for me, I have like a 8 in the morning lift or 7 in the morning lift before I have classes at 8 o'clock, and they're like, oh, if you have a roommate that's a non-athlete that wants to say like party all night or is all like still sleeping the next morning, they're not going to want you to interrupt them, and you don't want them interrupting you. So what they'll have you do is pair you up with a teammate so you guys are on the same schedules. My roommate is from New Jersey. Her name's Grace. I met her on my official visit, and we kind of hit it off right away, so I was lucky enough to have her. And so I texted her the other day. I was like, hey, we obviously know each other. Do you want to be my roommate? And she was like, yeah, absolutely. And so she's a distance runner, which I think is cool because my coach at UMass was like, you can room with people of the same event, and obviously I'm a sprinter, but it's better if you don't because it kind of opens up like more like pathways to other people. So I'm rooming with a 5-minute miler from New Jersey.
Oh,
She's
5 minute
speedy.
miles. That's fast.
That's pretty good though.
That's as fast as I
So
think
I have
I'd
my
track
roommate,
again.
and I think, I mean, I could be completely wrong, but I think you guys will eventually room with, for you a track teammate, and you probably
me a-
one of
me
your
a football player,
teammates.
Speaking
yeah.
of like roommates with that, one of the RAs at Suffolk is actually a distance runner on the track team.
Really?
Yeah.
So you'll
What-
probably be in that hall.
I think I might be in that hall. If so, that'd be so cool if my RA was my track like teammate. That'd be
Yeah.
so cool. Gracie O'Connell would have been an RA, but she didn't get it. But she also runs there.
Yeah.
Well, she
good.
throws there. Yeah.
That's good then.
Which is super cool. I hope I get that hall with the RA. I also
track
want to be an
hallway.
RA. That'd be so funny. Just all the track kids crowding the RA's room, just sitting in there. That'd be so cool.
Yep.
Are you guys gonna like commute like later in like your
Nope.
college career? No.
I am
Alright.
2 hours away. I will be on campus probably
Whoa.
for the first 2 or 3 years, and then I'm probably going to find an apartment
Yeah.
the third or fourth year.
Yeah. We have like some houses like right near our college, and I was told by one of their football players who is going to be a senior this coming year. They have like a little house near the football field where him and like some other football players are living right now.
Nice.
Wow. I was thinking of like probably dorming for the first year, obviously, and then like get maybe like 2 years or like junior year, a couple of me and friends like get a house in East Boston, and then just commute to school. Or I could just like commute on the train, because if I just take the red line, it's right off the train. That's just a lot of work.
Yeah.
And then I have to drive home every time. So I don't think I'll commute. I think if I am commuting, it'll be like from an apartment into Boston.
Good.
So
That's good then.
yeah.
So we're all excited.
Oh
and
yeah.
We can't wait to leave this place.
I'm so done with like everything. Like senioritis has hit so hard. I have like so many assignments that I'm not even have done yet. So
Yeah.
many.
Yeah,
Like I
no,
come to
I think I'm
school
done.
and I'm out of it. I'm like, man, when do I leave? The moment I walk in, I'm so ready to leave. It's exciting and like nervous because like college, new atmosphere.
I'm not nervous.
Strange.
I'm excited. I should be excited.
Yep.
I have no
Yeah.
remorse. All right. So anything else we want to talk about?
That's
today?
it for me.
All right then.
Yeah.
All right.
Also, AP exams finally done this week. So glad. I have no more. I have one tomorrow. Euro. That's gonna stink. That's gonna be rough. But once I'm done so.
Yep.
All right then.
Well,
Alright.
we'll see you on the other side of the AP exams and the other side of maybe our senior events. I think we'll have plenty of other senior events to talk about. So thank you for tuning into this episode of Senioritis, and we'll see you next time.